रोहित जी आ रही हूँ आपके पास, एक बार जरा विदेश मंत्रालय की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस पे चलते हैं, लौट कर आ रही हूँ.
The transshipment facility extended to Bangladesh had over a period of time resulted in significant congestion at our airports and ports. Logistical delays and higher costs were hindering our own exports and creating backlogs. The facility therefore has been withdrawn with effect from 8th April 2025. And let me clarify here, I saw some reports. These measures do not impact Bangladesh's exports to Nepal and Bhutan transiting through Indian territory. So that was Keshav for you. Can we have more questions?
Sir, this is regarding Bangladesh only, Ghazali from NDTV here. Just wanted to understand about the extradition request from Bangladesh for Sheikh Hasina, and the press secretary of the chief advisor, they are putting out a Facebook post. So what is the response? What is the status? And also India has been raising the issue of the persecution of minorities in Bangladesh, and that came up for discussion with the Prime Minister as well. So are we satisfied with the response there, or what is the status for all these 7-8 months since Sheikh Hasina was ousted from there?
Rishabh?
Good evening, sir. Rishabh from Times Now. So again in Bangladesh, I have a couple of questions. First, near the chicken neck at the Halal Munerhar, there is a Second World War era airstrip which is being redeveloped. The report suggests that with the help of Pakistani Air Force, J-17 aircrafts are to be operated from there. Is India aware of it, and have we taken any step in this regard? Again, when Chief Advisor was in China, he spoke to Chinese President about the Teesta watershed, which is a bilateral agreement between India and Bangladesh. He wanted China to intervene. So have we raised this up with Dhaka? And third, after the meeting with Prime Minister Modi, the press secretary of chief advisor came up with a long post on Facebook where he spoke about things like Prime Minister telling him that India is aware of the mistreatment, quote unquote, of Muhammad Yunus by the former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Also, he says that on the issue of extradition, the response was not negative from India. So if we can have more details of that.
Okay. Elena?
Good afternoon, Elena TASS News Agency. Recently, Deputy Foreign Minister of Russia said that a visit by Shri Narendra Modi to Moscow for Victory Day is being worked out. Can you confirm this information? And also, will Indian military contingent participate in the parade on Red Square on Victory Day? And will Shri Rajnath Singh come to Moscow for Victory Day? Thank you very much.
Okay. Shivam?
Thank you, sir. This is Shivam Patel from Reuters News. A query on trade talks. So we are discussing trade deal with the EU and also in talks with US. We expect both, or we anticipate both to be completed this year. Is there a certain timeline whether one sort of the talks with EU are expected to conclude earlier than the US? Secondly, China has also asked India to stand with it in the response to US tariffs. How does India view China's comments on that?
Okay. Uma?
Sir, I'm Mercy Dinky from Stat News Global. I have two questions. One is Prime Minister met with the Nepalese PM during the BIMSTEC. Did they discuss how Nepal is including some certain parts of Uttarakhand in the school 8 standard school books? And my second question is Nityananda, that fake guru, he has created a scandal in Bolivia by trying to buy land and from indigenous people. So if you have anything on that.
Okay, so Ghazali, coming first to your question, see, on the question of extradition, I have stated our position on this issue earlier, and I have no further comment to offer to you. On your question of the minorities, this particular issue came up for discussion. We have conveyed our concerns regarding treatment of minorities, the kind of violence that have happened against them, and we also highlighted and we have been doing this in several of our conversations, including when we had the meeting in Bangkok, that these violence and atrocities against the minorities cannot be just wished away or said that they are because of political reasons or they are mediatizations. So we hope that the Bangladesh government will take strong action against those who are responsible for these atrocities. Rishabh, you have several questions. One, of course, regarding the chicken's neck. We closely follow, as you know, all developments which have an impact on our security, and we take action as appropriate. On Tista, there are 54 rivers which are shared between India and Bangladesh. Now, to discuss all relevant issues, water issues, we have a mechanism, a bilateral mechanism, which is called Joint Rivers Commission. We are ready to discuss all issues, provided that they are mutually agreed upon and provided that the overall environment is conducive for the same. You also had a question regarding on Tista matters, issues again, concerning all 54 rivers between India and Bangladesh, including Tista, are a bilateral matter between the two countries. Established institutional mechanisms, including, as I said, the Joint Rivers Commission, supported by technical level discussions, deal with all relevant water-related issues and are bilateral in nature. On the extradition, I gave you what our position is. Elena, regarding our Prime Minister has received invitation for participation in the Victory Day celebrations. We'll be announcing our participation in Victory Day celebration at the appropriate time. As far as participation of Indian contingent is concerned, that again we'll let you know as and when we have an update and something to report to you. Even on trade talks, on 3rd we had a detailed press release issued by the Ministry of Commerce where India's position was made clear. We are studying the implications of the tariffs that have been announced, reciprocal tariffs, and discussions, as you know, are ongoing between India and US trade teams for an expeditious conclusion of a mutually beneficial multi-sectoral bilateral trade agreement. India values its comprehensive global strategic partnership with the US and is committed to working closely with it. So we hope, the joint statement when the Prime Minister went to Washington DC, the joint statement adopted then said that we would like to conclude this particular agreement by fall of this year. So we are hopeful. Both teams are in discussion and hopefully we can close it. On the other EU FTA, yes, there was a very high commitment on both sides that was made amply clear when the EU President was here. We also hope that these negotiations will also move fast and will be concluded in a manner that is mutually beneficial. It is balanced and mutually beneficial to both sides. On these border issues, etc., we have a bilateral mechanism with Nepal to discuss these issues. Now, when you take some unilateral action, that doesn't mean that the situation on the ground will change or the reality will change. So that is how we look at these border issues that you pointed out. As far as the issue of fake guru is concerned, he's a private person. He speaks for himself. I don't have an update. I'll have to get back to you as to if there are other issues which are involved. So far, nothing has come to us. Can we have more questions? Suhasini?
This is Suhasini Nehar from the Hindu. I had two questions about the trade deal that you just referred to. The first is really how India, you said that India is hoping to negotiate this bilateral trade agreement and is therefore not at present, I'll just leave that there, is negotiating this bilateral trade agreement. But given that there are countries that have free trade agreements with the US that have still been slapped by high tariffs, does India expect